Shockingly, ESPN came out addressing racism with Ward and Bradley, and they had an interesting take. Now, for the people that claim that double standards don't exist in the sport of boxing, you know, trying to go against the obvious, ESPN, if you Google ESPN, one thing that will come up is ESPN is, you know, racially biased. Even ESPN addressed this issue due to the George Floyd situation. Now, ESPN, of course, stated that boxing is one of the most racial sports. One of the first ones, too. Now, when Ward got asked about, you know, his struggle of being light-skinned, for example, you know, he had an interesting take because he basically gave the same answer that my roommate in college gave me when me and him was having a chat, and he pretty much told me the struggle of being a light skin, and I wasn't aware of that at the time, and he pretty much gave me the same answer that Ward gave ESPN, which was, "You just not enough" is the perfect way to word it. When you hanging out with white crowd, you're just not white enough, and if you hanging out with black people, you're not black enough. You know, you almost got to do the most to be accepted. And what he told me, pretty much, he learned to adapt and be both in both situations, till it got to a point where he wasn't comfortable with that, and he just became himself in both situations. So it was very interesting take what Ward had to say. Obviously, Andre Ward, the most reliable, the realest on ESPN at the moment, at least on the roster. Now, Timothy Bradley had an interesting take as well, because I believe Timothy Bradley hate broke him down. A lot of people don't agree with Timothy Bradley on boxing. I as well disagree with Timothy Bradley. However, I believe Timothy Bradley, the hate he received, for example, when he beat Pacquiao, and a lot of people felt like that was a robbery. You all have to keep in mind, it wasn't Timothy Bradley who robbed Pacquiao. It was the judges. However, it was Timothy Bradley who received the hate, and that broke him down mentally, completely, where he gave up, tried to get accepted by the other groups. Timothy Bradley, he pretty much told his son and gave an emotional story. Just because you are black, there's a question mark next to your name. You don't got to do a damn thing. There's already a question mark next to your name because of your color skin. So it was a very interesting take that Timothy Bradley gave. And that's what I've been pretty much saying on AKHi TV, that boxing is one of the most racial sport because the pride is on the line. See, unlike any other sport, you know, Laker fans going to hate a Warrior fan and, you know, vice versa. But when it comes to boxing in particular, boxing is a prideful sport. It's 1 versus 1, and it's physical sport. You be the other person, you the best in the world. So pretty much, you know, if a fight is from your country and he gets beat up by another group, you're going to feel emotional. You're going to feel some type of way, and that's how race get involved. So obviously, boxing is one of the most racial sport. That's why I'm hated for telling the truth. They don't know what I have to say because I'm exposing the double standards. But see, unlike Timothy Bradley, hate don't crack me. I'm not bothered by hate because it amuses me. These haters amuses me, and I challenge them, and anybody can get it on AKHi TV. You could call in and you could get this work on some Loaded Lux work. So I see people in the chat that always talk ish in the comment section, but they not calling in. The number is in the description box. So like I said,
you don't know.
For the people that don't know, it's about boxing. Quit ducking. Quit eating that contaminated meat that doesn't allow your cojones to grow, and call in, because like I said, I'm about to be 500-0 on split decision, and all these decafs are just gonna sit back and watch. And as soon as this live is over, peep the comment section, how they gonna be talking crap in the comment section. But they don't have the cojones to call in and debate AKHi, because they just gonna get sparked out. But in the comment section, they feel that like they safe. They being keyboard warriors. So all I'm saying is, I've been exposing these double standards that exist from day one. And that's why 90% of people who subscribe to me pretty much hate me. But just like when you go to that doctor, you are addicted and allergic to the truth. You rather hear the truth that's going to destroy your ego that's right here than hear a lie that's going to please your ego. I mean, for how long are you going to let other people lie to you? And all these decafs from all the other channels that keep using my name in vain, call in. If you have the cojones, call in. I don't know who y'all bums are. I don't know who y'all are, and I don't know who y'all lost to, but call in. So like I said, at the end of the day, or at least the night, we know what time it is. I mean, fighters on the coincidental list been kicking ass for years. Mind my language. Over 100 years ago from Jack Johnson, where my man Dante made a great video on the situation when he said, you know, they call Jack Johnson a cocky because he will knock out a white fighter and smile. That's cocky. But Joe Louis, on the other hand, they trained and they made him a soldier. He was trained to be a soldier even when he was fighting. Because after he knocks out his opponent, I was wondering how come that man never smiled. You will think after your biggest victory, you be out here smiling and wilding. But the way Joe Louis celebrated, you think he lost. That's because he was trained. After getting a victory over a white man, you better not smile. And that was the issue that still exists to this day, just in a different way. I mean, Ray Robinson, they gave him a dive. Muhammad Ali, everybody claimed that they love Muhammad Ali, right? But when he was fighting, 99% of the people was watching him to get beat. So what I'm pretty much saying, they only loved him once he was no longer a threat and he left the game. That's why you don't see Muhammad Ali on Jordan shoes and none of that, because he was just too outspoken. But one thing for sure, you see his star in Hollywood on the wall, not on the ground. You ain't stepping on his name, because just like his first name, Ali, it stands for the highest. He's the highest above all these stars, because he stood up for a cause. So for the people that claim they love Muhammad Ali, where is that love at, though? We don't believe y'all, because y'all claim that double standards don't exist. Now, one of the most biased networks, ESPN, even addressed it because they could no longer contain it. It got too big. Y'all see the Glovegate situation? It got so big, they still didn't want to address it. But now they addressing something that took place so many years ago. The guy who was pretty much interviewing Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley, he brought up the mistreatment that took place over the years in the sport of boxing, but he didn't bring up the double standards that exist today. You don't have to go back 100 years ago. You don't have to go back 50 years ago. You don't have to go back 10 years ago. You could talk about the double standards that exist today. So all I'm pretty much saying, what's understood don't have to be explained. Double standards still exist.
To this day. To this day. To this day. Bomb Squad!
And subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't. And listen to these decafs, aka dumb casual ass fans that don't know ish about boxing, that want to speak my name in vain, but when it's time to pull up, they are a no-show. Like I told y'all, quit hating in the comment section, making me more money, and grow the cojones and call in, because anybody can get it on split decision. AKHi want all the smoke. I'm 500-0, and none of y'all decats got a cojones to call in. Like I said, for the people that don't know ish about boxing, quit ducking AKHi on split decision. For all these people with all these different channels that I don't even know who y'all are, I don't know who y'all lost to, call in and debate AKHi. Grow the cojones. I'm not going to hurt you physically. I'm going to hurt you emotionally, speaking the facts that you don't want to hear. Because facts trump any opinion any given day of the week. When the truth is spoken, the other side is nothing but a lie. Like I always tell y'all, click on the notification bell, click on the subscribe button. I appreciate all my AKHis. I always talk about the decafs, but all my AKHis, y'all right here, you already know this is the Boxing Brotherhood.